not swollen. Okay. I want to read y'all a story. I'm just going to randomly pick one, okay? It'll just be a random pick one. Azar. We are, now wait a minute. This story, whoops. Yeah, this story was read November 2014. 2014. And I'm going to read it again. We are talking a very big cat here. He is so tall. Azar is a Porchy, of course a male, as they all are. He showed up on the property May 2012. Such a good boy, came right up to us with his tail in the air, a sure sign of friendliness. The country life must agree with him because he brought his suitcase and decided to stay. He was just a year old, and now he's 4 years old. This past spring, we realized there were days when no one saw Azar. That was cause to wonder, where is he spending his time? I decided to put a note on his collar. It said, I am Azar, and I'm an FFRC cat. If you are helping to care for me, please contact the rescue center. Within 2 hours, a phone call came in from a neighbor 6 houses away. Yes, Azar spends a lot of time there. He also goes inside and sleeps on the child's bed at nighttime. What a life he has, sharing 2 homes. He really is a special boy. A couple weeks ago, while Jackie was down the road, she stopped at the house where Azar goes sometimes. And there he was, rolling around in the sun on the patio. What a wonderful sight. The family came out to talk. They then told me that they had talked to 5 more neighbors that fed him. No wonder he's so big. This rascal hasn't made. Sounds like he goes family to family mooching. Still, when he comes back to the rescue center, the first thing we do is grab a can of food and feed him. No wonder he is so big. He has a purr that is as big as he is. And that is Azar's story. Okay, and let me read one more and then I'll tell you what's going on. Here's a good one to read. I just randomly picked one. Asha. Asha Bobasha. Asha is a resident here. She was born May 10th, 2010 and arrived here May 7th, 2011. Asha came to the rescue center with a bum front leg. It had been badly broken, and with no vet care, it healed in a very odd position. It looked like a W. I remember that so well. A friend of FFRC, who was CJ Cry, called the rescue center and asked if we could help this girl. She was at a shelter about 45 minutes away. There she was going to be placed in a farm home as she was deemed a feral cat, and actually not in the home but outside. So Paul went and picked her up. I know he talked to her the entire way home, and CJ was very happy. She named her Asha. Asha's leg made her miserable and must have been very painful when we made the decision to remove the leg. Since that day forward, she has been a happy girl. She feels good, she loves head rubs, she loves to eat and be talked to, and she is famous for the headbutts she gives. She's the best at that. As she has gotten a bit older, her fur went from a light cream to the very dark chocolate. She is a true beauty. She's also known as Asha. Another reason she's extra special is that the 2 people involved in her rescue, Paul and CJ, have both passed away, and she is our tie to them. And she is a sweetheart. And that is Asha. And just for fun, I'm going to read one more. How about Alma? Alma. Is there, oh, and I should show you too. They each have their own picture. Is there a more determined girl than our Alma? I think not. Alma arrived here from a vet office in Pennsylvania. The vet tech that took care of her delivered her here to FFRC. Alma knew life as living in a pen flat on her side. You see, she is a cat with severe CH. She lived for months in the cage until a permanent home could be found for her, and that was us. We are so blessed to have her here at FFRC. After the second day of her life here, she was never again in a pen. You could see that glint in her eye. She was going to do something with her life, and that was to be happy. We tried a belt under her tummy. Nope, she didn't want that. We tried a walker for her to get around in. Nope, she didn't want that either. She wanted to get around by herself. Slowly, she figured out how to navigate in the back thumper's room. She learned that by leaning on walls, refrigerators, doors, she could get from one place to another. Then one day, there she was at the door that comes to the main area. That day, the door was opened, and in she flopped. Yes, she still does her flip-flop way of walking, but it's quite all right. We would never dream of taking away the opportunity for her to go where she wants. So this precious girl leans, flips, falls, leans some more, flops, and she gets where she wants to go. We're all so proud of her. Her date of birth is 2/22/13, and she arrived here 2/22/14. So, you might all remember that day. It was called the Catapalooza Story Event held at FFRC in November 2014. And I had spent maybe a year ago reading a lot of those stories, and you folks all seemed to enjoy that. And then we kind of let it lie. There was probably 140, 150 stories at that time. And then Linda C., sent me an email one day, and she's the instigator that got us motivated in doing this for what we hope you will enjoy. Linda was kind enough to go over all the stories for us, type them up, and then she sent them to us. And so what we decided at our advisory board was that we would do something called the 100 Stories. So I went through that whole list. I think it was close to 150, and I picked out 100 of them. And it has come to this. It's the 100 Stories from Catapalooza 2014. These stories and many others were written, well, I wrote them, and read by volunteers at the Catapalooza Story event held at FFRC in November 2014. These stories have been updated fall of 2016. This book was done with love from us to you for your enjoyment, where life begins and love never ends. And then on the back it has our address, and it has a lot of our links to different things that we're connected with. So what we did in here, and so once Linda sent us the stories, we went over them. We changed a lot of punctuations and spelling, and just some of the tenses and things like that. And then we had to add a picture. We added the picture to each one of them. There we go. We added the picture to each one of them. And most of them are the actual original stories from the Catapalooza. There's some of these that we added a little postscript, but you have to keep in mind these were written in November 2014. So the categories are CH, and then the next category is residents. We have Porchies, some Covies, adopted cats. Thank you, Wildcat. Past But Not Forgotten. And there's actually quite a few of those. But these, we picked out a lot of the cats that we knew you all, many of you would remember. There's Anna Marie, Badu, Berta, who is Sophie Marie. This is Sherry's kitty. Caden, you all remember Caden. Sita. There's Clark. Oh, we'll have to tell Vicky. Columbus. Dollyana. Deb 111 adopted her. Dove, remember Dovey? Filbert. Hoops, Yo-Yo, and Jax. Gallant. Juby. Joey. This is Marie. Marie's went on to 2 pages. McLovin. Amy from Brian adopted her. Mello.
Him.
Or him. Yes, him. Ming, her boy. Vicky, your boy's in, Clark's in this book. Montana. Yeah, Caden's doing awesome. Mr. G, that was, oh my gosh, I love that boy. Octavia's in here. Pasha, that was adopted by Connie and Hannah. Penn and Teller's in here. Creaky, Creaky's in here. Pushkiss and Pushkin. Pizzoni. Raza, Deb adopted her. Tukey, another Connie Hannah. And the last one in this section, well, not last, Yvonne. And this one is Trusty. So lots, yeah, Snoopy. So there's lots of stories in here. There's 100 stories. And what we're going to do is, we were not able to make very, very many of these. These took a lot of time. There's dozens of hours that went into this. We have 61 of these to sell. And because of the cost of shipping, that's where it really gets us. We have to do $25 on these. I was so hoping to get it down less than that, but we can't. We have to do 25. Shipping, the booklet, the paper, the ink. For us, when we first, no, yeah. What we were going to take these to a place that could do the copying for us. They were going to charge us. Get this, you better sit down, because I had to. It's like, are you kidding me? They were going to charge us to do this thing here for $44 a book. It's like, you are kidding me. And that's because of every picture has a beautiful colored picture on all of them. There's Seymour. So we only have 61 of these. There's Cutie. 61 of these to do. And we do have to do them for 25. These are not in the Paul Mart store. So if you are interested in this, you'll need to just go send a check. Send me an email first, though, so I can reserve one for you and say my check is indeed in the mail, and I will save one for you. Then if you want to go through PayPal, you can do that as well, but make sure you designate it for the 100 stories. I think Linda C., who did a lot of the pre-work for us, Lynette did a lot. Marcia, our new volunteer. Pat P did a lot. Gosh,
Beth was helping.
Beth helped with this. This has been hours and hours and hours of work, all these weeks of work. My initial hoping was to have it late summer, and then we had to push it to, I said, the week before Thanksgiving, we're going to try to have these out. And now it is a week before Christmas, but it's taken us a long time to get this going. Yeah.
Mention again about sending you an email because you've got several people
Yeah.
saying they want one.
If
They
you're
won't
good,
get it
if
this
you
way.
want one, if you want one, you have to send a PayPal, designate it for the 100 stories, or if you're going to do a check, that's fine. Send the check, but today or as soon as you send that check, tell me it's in the mail or that it is coming because I've got to reserve. Yes, it's available. It is available now. I've got like 2 more minutes. I'll read you a few more of the names in here. This section is under the passing but not forgotten. This is Eileen. Albert's story is in here. There's 100 stories in here. Austin. Bella is in here. Big Al, my big boy, I love that cat. Bondi, Bravo, Kazi, Dodger, Feliz Navidad story is in here. Yeah, oh, I know about that ebook, I know. Haven't done that. Emmeline, that was a cat I had adopted. Jack. Jackson. Jersey. Mary. Lorenzo. Milo.
Cool name.
Cool name. We still see Milo about every month or so. He comes in for a nail trim. Vernon, look at his baby picture. Him's a baby there.
That was one of those patients that brought him in.
Sally. So we must be in the CH gang here. Walter.
Speaking of one,
Camvy. Coralie. Cutie. Jolene. Trucker. And then some of the Porchies. Jimmy James. Fabio. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby Fern. So, we love this book. I got the real book right in there. That's a real treasure. I know it. I told her I was going to have to get her. See, I can get her in the morning. If you can't get her, I'll get her for sure in the morning. So, any questions on that, folks?
getting a nod from
I appreciate it. We wanted to do. I knew the response after we did the Catapalooza was that you folks really enjoyed all the stories that we did, and I just wanted to do this to share these stories so you would have something of all of those. Well, 100 of those stories. What we're going to do too with this, the funds for this, is I hope we're going to put this towards our dryer fund, the Dazzling Dapper Dryer Fund. We do have to add a tank back there. We want to add a tank back there to accommodate the dryer. Otherwise, it'll suck the propane out of this building way
Not
too
happening
fast.
tonight.
Okay, I'll get her in the morning. So that's gonna cost us a little bit to do that. And where we're gonna put that might cost us a little bit more to put it where we want it, but it'll be safer that way. It's farther away from the rescue center in the house. So it'll be a good thing. And they're gonna be here this week to put that in. And this man likes what we do, and I know when he put the tank in for the house that Jonah built, he gave some of his work free, and I so much appreciated that. Well, right now this is it, but maybe when January, February, if it's slower and we've ran out, we can do some more. The second time we would make these would not be as time consuming because we've got all the stories proofed already. Yeah, that will clothes in the dryer go round all day. All day. And they never stop. Oh gosh. Okay. Yes, we would probably do a waiting list and see if we could do it. All right, folks, I've gotta run. Gotta go take care of my mom. And seems like there was they have not. Wait a minute. Wait, let me think. They have had their pills. Yeah, have had their pills. I will. Thank you, Robot Man. Yeah, we will have to have a step for Walter for the new one. Okay. Yeah, and trust me, I do know we got a little sneezies and a little coughings going on. Always happens when we close up the windows and it really gets to be winter. But they're doing pretty good. We have a couple more kitties on hold. Let me think here real quick. Louisa is going to go Christmas Eve morning early, and then we're done. I try to be closed Christmas Eve afternoon on. And then Wednesday, oh, geesh Louise, who is that? Hang on. Can't remember. My brain has gone to sleep. Oh, it's Kelvin. Kelvin will be leaving on Wednesday. The name of the book is The 100 Stories. Okay. Yep, I will check. Thank you for liking this. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Oh, no, Wolfpatch, you got to come here. You're not getting away with doing it there. We want you here. All right, y'all. You take care. Nighty-night. And what are you doing, little boy?